If you're getting ready for a college math placement exam like the ALEKS, ACCUPLACER PERT, or TSIA2, well, you absolutely need to be comfortable solving algebraic equations. Okay, so let's take a look at this simple equation here. We have 2/3 h is equal to 1/4. Now, a lot of people would find this simple equation a little difficult because we have fractions. And by the way, the answer is h is equal to 3/8. Now, even if you know the answer is h is equal to 3/8, the real kind of critical part of this video is, do you know how to solve fractional equations in the easiest, most direct manner? And this is really important on college math placement exams because getting the right answer is important, but if it takes you a lot of time to figure it out, that's not the most efficient way to take the test, and it could negatively affect your score. And by the way, if you want to be fully ready for your college math placement exam, make sure to check out my website. You can find a link to it in the description below. I have tons of courses and specific courses on each one of these exams. Now, before we get into our problem here, let's talk about some easier algebra equations to solve. Now, again, this type of equation gives a lot of students trouble in algebra, particularly because there are fractions. So let's take a look at equations where there are no fractions, just so we kind of understand the basic concepts of equations in algebra. All right, so here are three examples. Let's take a look at this problem over here. We have x plus 2 is equal to 5. Now, what is x? Well, x is a variable, but really a variable is nothing more than a number. So this represents some number. So basically, we can look at this equation and say some number plus 2 is equal to 5. Now, if we think about it, if I said, hey, I have this number, I add 2 to it, and I get 5, well, what must the value of this number be? Well, of course, it is 3. So x is equal to 3, right? So this is what x is equal to. So when we're solving equations, what we're trying to do is figure out what x is equal to. So we need to do steps to an equation to get x is equal to one number. And if you did all the steps correctly, that would be the solution. And you can always check your solution by plugging that value into the equation and seeing if the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. Okay, so that's just a quick review of what a solution is, but kind of the main goal with any equation is to get x is equal to one number. Now, the golden rule of algebra is you can do anything to an equation as long as you do it equally to both sides. So here I want x by itself. I want x is equal to one number. But here I have x plus 2, right? So I'm like, hey, I got plus 2 here. I just want x by itself. So how can I get rid of this 2? Well, what we can do is simply subtract a 2 away. So you're allowed to do that as long as you do the exact same operation to the other side of the equation. So we have to subtract 2 from both sides of the equation. Okay, so to solve this equation, all we're going to do now is add down in a column manner. So x plus nothing is x, 2 minus 2 is 0, and 5 minus 2 is 3. So we have our solution, x is equal to 3. Okay, so the main concepts here is that you want to get x by itself on one side of the equation, typically the left-hand side. And the other thing is that whatever you do to one side of the equation, as long as you do it to the other side, you are good to go. All right, let's go ahead and practice this technique over here, or these concepts with this equation. So here I have x minus 2 is equal to 5. All right, so I want to get x by itself, but I have a minus 2. So what can we do here? Well, if you're saying, well, we can add a 2 to both sides, because if I add a 2 to a minus 2, that's 0. Well, that is exactly right. But again, we have to add 2 to both sides of the equation. Then we're going to add down in a column manner. Okay, so x plus nothing is x. Minus 2 plus 2 is 0. We don't need to write that. And then 5 plus 2 is 7. So 7 is our solution. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this last example. And we have 2x is equal to 10. So what does 2x mean algebraically? Well, this really means 2 times x. So this is multiplication right here, right? So we're talking about multiplication. Now let's kind of notice something here. Over here I had addition, right? So I had x plus 2. So what operation did we need to use to solve this equation? Well, we needed to use subtraction. Over here we had subtraction. We needed to use the opposite operation, addition, to solve the equation. Now over here I have what? Well, I have multiplication. This is 2 times x. So what do you think we need to do in order to solve this equation? Well, think in terms of the opposite operation of multiplication, and that is division. All right, so 2 times x is equal to 10. I want to get x by itself. So what we can do is divide both sides of the equation by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So here we have 1x or x. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So x is equal to 5 is the solution. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep these concepts in mind, because now we can use these concepts to solve this equation. So here we have 2 thirds times h is equal to 1/4. So what we're talking about here is multiplication. So if you think you know where I'm going with this problem, maybe pause the video and see if you can figure out what h is equal to if you didn't get the right answer in the beginning of this video. Alright, so here is our problem. We have 2 thirds times h is equal to 1/4. So this is a multiplication situation. It's very much like 2x is equal to 10. So what do you think we need to do here to solve for h? Well, if you're saying, well, we have this number times h is equal to this number, how about we divide both sides of the equation by this number here, 2 thirds? Well, if that is what you're thinking, you would be absolutely right. Okay, so we can actually take this step and get the correct solution for h. Because 2 thirds divided by 2 thirds, anything divided by itself is 1. So this is the step that we need to take. So h is going to be equal to 1/4 divided by 2 thirds. So let's go ahead and work on these complex fractions. So this is the step that you can take. Now what I'm showing you here is kind of like the long way to solve this equation. I'm going to show you a faster approach here in a second, but still it's important for you to understand that this is one proper technique to solve these type of equations in algebra. Okay, so right here we have a complex fraction. Now a complex fraction is where the numerator and or denominator are fractions themselves. So really what we have here is 1/4 divided by 2 thirds. So this fraction bar is the division operation. So we can rewrite this differently. Okay, so let's go ahead and write that fraction this way. So h is going to be equal to 1/4 divided by 2 thirds. Let's go back here to make sure you understand. So 2 thirds divided by 2 thirds is what? Well, this entire thing here is 1. So on the left hand side of the equation we have 1h or h. So that is fine. And right here we have 1/4 divided by 2 thirds. All right, so we have to be careful here because we're dealing with complex fractions. All right, so h is going to be equal to 1/4 divided by 2 thirds. So how do we divide fractions? Well, that's pretty easy. All we need to do is change this from division to multiplication by flipping the fraction to the right of the division operator. So this is going to be 3/2. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply these fractions, and that's super easy as well. And to do that, all we have to do is multiply the respective numerators and denominators. So 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 2 is 8. So our answer is h is equal to 3/8. Okay, so this is a proper way to solve this equation, but this is the long way. All right. Now, if you're saying, hey, Mr. ACCUPLACER Math, man, that's a lot of work. Can you show me the faster way? Well, I absolutely can, and I'm going to show you that right now. All right, so again, anytime you have an equation in algebra, you're trying to get the variable all by itself on one side of the equation. So here we want h is equal to some number. All right, so I just showed you the long way to solve this equation, but now that you understand that we want to get h by itself on one side of the equation, we can kind of think about equations with fractions differently. So 2 thirds times h, we want a 1h over here, and we saw that one way to do this is to divide 2 thirds by 2 thirds, right? Now if we do that, we're going to have to divide both sides of the equation by 2 thirds. But there is a better way to get h by itself. So anytime you have a fraction and you want to just get 1, all you have to do is multiply the fraction by its reciprocal. That means you just turn this thing upside down and you multiply it by the fraction itself. So let's take a look at how this works. So if I turn this thing upside down and then multiply by the fraction, we're going to get what? Well, 3 times 2 is 6, and 2 times 3 is 6, so 6 over 6 is 1. So if I multiply 2/3 by 3/2, I also get 1. And this is a much easier approach to solve equations with fractions. Alright, so instead of dividing both sides of the equation by 2/3, because if I do that, I'm going to end up with a complex fraction over here. All I have to do is simply multiply both sides of the equation by the reciprocal. So here I have 2/3 h, so I'm going to flip that over and multiply both sides of the equation by the reciprocal, which is of course 3/2. So 3/2 times 2/3 is going to be equal to what? Well, that's 1h, and then 1/4 times 3/2 is what? Well, that's going to be 1 times 3, which is 8, and 1 times 3 is 3, and 4 times 2 is 8. So our final answer here is h is equal to 3/8. Alright, so this is the best way to solve equations with fractions, alright? And if you did it the other way, or if you solved the equation using the longer method, that's fine, but you definitely need to understand that this is kind of a better approach. It's just less steps, and from my experience as a math teacher, it's much easier to control the problem using this method. All right, the other method, when you have complex fractions, it's a lot easier to make mistakes. Okay, so hopefully this little video helped you out, and if you need more additional help with algebra, a couple quick suggestions. One, I have a ton of videos on my YouTube channel from basic math to calculus and everything in between. But if you're interested in taking one of my courses, because that's really where my best lessons and instruction will be found, you can find the links to all those courses in the description of this video. Okay, so with all that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your math adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.